You see, this is what goes on behind the scenes when you fast travel between areas. Okay, that is how you get between areas. Oh. Hello everybody and welcome back to Soulveyor Devlog number 9. It's so nice out today. This week I worked on the area connectors for the world, connecting the areas in between each other. I don't know where I am right now. There's a dog barking at me. I think I wandered too far. Oh, hello Pupsy. Look, a cat. Do you have anything to say? Anything to say? Good talk. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye, Pupsy. Bye-bye. Yep, good job. So this is what the procedural area connectors will end up looking like. So this is the north connector, east, south, and west variants. And so the size and shape will automatically get calculated depending on where it's positioned within the procedural area, which is really nice because all I have to do is worry about placing it and it'll automatically size itself proportionately. And this is just for the procedurally generated areas, but for my pre-made areas, I can use a completely different design or shape, or I could even completely get rid of this sprite right here and just have an invisible collider connecting the area. The point is, I can completely adapt this. I can change the box. I can make it a really long rectangle, a big square. I can change the size of the collider to fit the area that it's in. And this is just a really handy tool that I can use to design any area. This gun is on my... And this is just a really handy and flexible tool that I can use to help me design my pre-made areas, my handmade areas. I also imported the sand tiles that I made the other week, and they look really good in the shadows. But you see, during the day, it's a little too bright. If I zoom in here, you can obviously clearly see that these are pretty like blinding almost, and it drowns out the actual color of the sand. As you can see, when it's in the shadow it looks good, but when it's in the direct sunlight it's a little too bright. And over here, take a look at this. This stone, the teleport pad stone over here, is also too bright. And if I go ahead and turn down the light like this, you can see its true form. You see, this is what the sprite actually looks like. You have this stone pattern with a little bit of lines in here. But if I go back to the light, you see any light colors, like light grays or whites, get drowned out during like the day when the sun is at its peak. So I think for this, or at least for the sand tiles over here, I'm probably just going to decrease the lighting intensity of that desert biome in the future. But I still have to play around with this. I'm happy with the sand tile look. I love the look of the tiles. But the lighting is just a little too bright, so I think I might tweak that in the future. Did I make snow tiles? And these snow tiles that I made actually originate from some unused dirt textures over here. You see, back when I was making dirt, I was debating between a couple of these textures, and I really liked this, but ultimately I ended up going with this for dirt. But I really like the look of this, and I tried it with a snow color palette, and it turns out it looks really good. And on top of that, I added some decals here, which also look pretty good. But again, just like with the sand, I'm a little bit worried that the snow tiles are going to be a little bit too bright in like the snowy biomes, so I'll probably just have to turn down the lighting intensity for that. You see, these were the different variants that I went through when creating those area connectors. I first kind of started out with like a circle, almost like a technologic pad, and kind of evolved it into these over here. But these didn't really scream like, oh, you know, step on me, I'm a teleporter pad. This is what you're supposed to step on to take you to the next area. So I wanted something a little more like a plate, like a pressure pad that you step on. So I designed these on last week's stream, which is just a simple 1x2 little pad over here. This is what you use to step on. That takes you to the next area. And when you get teleported to the next area, this is where you spawn, right in the middle of this. So these will spawn throughout the procedurally generated areas, which will take you to the next area. And this is honestly pretty boring stuff. Like who cares about area connectors? For most areas, they're even invisible. Like this one right here, it's completely invisible. You don't even think about these things. It just takes you to the next area, but I just have to get this out of the way. So you see, like take this pre-made area, for example, I can change the size and shape of the connector however I want. Because in the procedural areas, I use this to indicate that you're supposed to step on this to take you to the next area. But for my pre-made areas, I don't have to use that. It could just be an invisible design pattern like this right here. Let me actually chop this. And if I step on it, okay, it's broken right now because I'm in the middle of working on it, but it'll take you to the next area. Beep, 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 beep. Place the screenshot of the next area here. And on top of adding all these area connectors, what the hell? Wait, what the hell? Okay, I thought I just saw something. Wait, what? Damn, Daniel. Okay, that is really weird. Okay, I thought I saw something. Anyway, and on top of adding these connectors, it's no problem in pre-made areas, because in pre-made areas, I hand make all of these areas that are pre-made, obviously. So I will just naturally design them to work properly. But in my procedural areas, I need to make sure that wherever I do place connectors, all of those connectors, so a maximum of 4 connectors could be placed in an area, north, east, south, and west. I need to make sure that all 4 of those connectors are connected. So if I enter this area from the east, I will spawn at the west connector of the next area, which means that when I enter that area, in this case, this area has another area to the right of it. So there should be a west and an east connector for this area. So the west and the east connector should be connected. I should be able to walk all of the way from the west to the east connector. The procedural area should generate in such a way where it's not obstructing the player. And this is important because if that wasn't the case, it's possible that I enter from the west connector, but if the area didn't generate properly, maybe the walls or the water would block me, preventing me from ever accessing the east connector. So that's why it's important that I ensure that all connectors within the procedural areas are connected. And I use like a flood fill algorithm type method for that to make sure to basically scan through all tiles and make sure that there is a viable path to that other connector. Yeah, yeet. This is the last piece of hummus I have. Last piece of pita bread hummus with, I think it's like Kanye pepper or something. I think that's Kanye West pepper. Yeah, that's, yeah, that is. I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'll be back next Saturday. Upload schedule Saturday at 9, the same time I go live every week. So right now, see you Saturday at 9. Enjoy the day. It's pretty bright outside. Have a good week, guys. I'll be on Discord. And I will see you all later. Peace out, guys. Peace out.